You think you know me? Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly.
What's up, Pride Fam?
We're finally here.
Back.
We're back, and we're so excited for you to hear this beautiful podcast.
You guys, thanks for all the love you've been giving us on the past couple episodes. It's been pretty epic, and it's been incredible.
It's only getting bigger and it's only getting better.
Better.
She said her, he said her, they said
Ew, babe.
sorry.
I'm Molly Gray.
I'm Jackie Jane.
I'm Kent Boyd.
And it's me, Garrett Clayton. I just wanted to say it just like Ken for once.
I love that. And you guys, we have something really exciting for this episode. We have a guest, and her name is Kelsi Davies.
I am here too.
You guys, Kelsi's been here since the beginning. She's our
Day one, an OG,
best friend,
an original.
honorary
It's our
One of
Pride
our
House
first
member.
collabs when Pride House first became official.
Yeah.
When was that? Was
That's
it?
when we would film in the living room.
Yeah, like
right.
before the garage
Right.
was even
Yeah.
a thing. Well,
What month
Kelsi,
was that?
October.
It's been a year.
It's been a year.
A whole year.
Our year anniversary.
Our year anniversary of our friendship.
Love it.
best friend.
Best friend.
Also, I just want to shout out Molly's nails for spoopy seasons.
Oh my God, they're so good.
I'm obsessed.
they're
Well,
super
Kelsi, tell our listeners and watchers. You say watchers?
Listeners, watchers,
Is that what it
viewers.
is? Viewers.
Listeners, watchers, for those on YouTube are watchers, and those listening are listeners.
But they're
Tell-
also listening, you know?
Yeah,
The watchers?
they're viewers.
Excellent.
Just tell our viewers.
Tell
We're getting stuck on semantics. Kelsi Davies!
Yay!
Tell
I'm
us how we
cheering
know
for
you.
myself.
Yeah.
Tell us how we know you. I'm a YouTuber, TikToker. I specialize in like the paranormal area because I have psychic and medium gifts that run in my family. So I'm a little weird, but
And she's
my
so
house
good, you
likes
guys.
the weird.
Yeah.
Kelsi has called
Honestly.
stuff for all of us.
Well, okay, why don't we all go around and talk about a story in which Kelsi kind of impacted us with her powers?
Yeah, so Kelsi knew I was going to get Fairly Odd Parents before everybody else. She literally, a week before I got it, was like, you're about to book a big TV job, and it's
Yeah, and
gonna-
I said TV. I didn't say an
Specifically.
acting job because he's an actor, you know,
Mhm.
like.
And there's so many mediums for actors, whether it's commercials,
Yeah.
whether it's advertisement, stream.
There's acting through song.
Stage.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, I said a big TV opportunity,
Mhm.
and then you booked Fairly Odd Parents.
And now I've been like going back and recurring on it. I'm
Yeah,
not,
big TV job.
That's
there we
so
go.
cool.
It is so
that was
exciting.
my whole childhood. My whole childhood.
Same.
Fairly
Yes.
Odd Parents.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Okay,
amazing.
no, well,
Yeah,
Kent, you're
and
next to
literally,
me.
she literally found me a boyfriend.
And probably
find
going to be
him.
married to
Yeah.
him.
And
so-
told Kent to look out for what?
Yeah, she told me a couple things about him, but the one that stood out to me was that she was like gave attention to his hair, and she was like she didn't know like if it would like to me when she told it to me, because I've had some experiences with psychics and they will tell me stuff, but it's how I absorb it or how I
Right.
understand it or what my mind fixates on it.
Right.
So when she had told me that, I was like, oh, his hair, like I'm gonna notice his hair. And when I met this dude, like the first thing I noticed was how black his hair was.
He has
It was
beautiful hair.
It was like the
Yes.
most. It was like whoa, like my eyes were just drawn to it. And then from there, he's literally every time they
always has
see
different
him,
colored
yeah,
hair.
purple, it's blue, and it's like that's kind of like his staple situation. So like she called his height, she called his ethnicity, Mexican, Spanish. Like it was insane. Like there was just. So when I met him, I was like, yeah, I kind of knew. I literally felt so comfortable and confident because I was like, yeah, I'm supposed to meet you. My friend just saw this, like,
And we love him, you
love
guys.
Sam is so sweet. I love Sam.
We've literally seen like Kent with other people, and we were like, not the one. But now with
Oh my gosh.
his
I
boyfriend right now,
love
we're
their
like,
dynamic.
And
Yeah,
just like
it's so
Kelsi
fun.
balances out our energy as a group really well,
That's right.
Sam balances you out really well.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does, he
It's
does.
interesting. I think it was so. Thank you, Kelsi, to have like kind of that
Yeah.
heads up is kind of all you can really ask for, especially when you do seek people for psychics. Like I have talked to them about my career and everything,
Mhm.
and all I do is just give you kind of like a foreshadowing, and it kind of like synchronizes. And I was like, okay, I'm in the right moment. Like let's
Yeah.
do this.
Right.
I want to take it back to the very beginning. The first ever time. That makes sense.
The first ever time.
First
Yes,
ever
every
time.
First ever
Guys,
time.
we're
We're
gonna
gonna
go
go
there to Pride House, and she had her impact on Molly. Molly, let's hear it.
So I've like always wanted to talk to a medium. I've talked to like psychics that have presented themselves to me where maybe like on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yeah.
You know, those where they're like, you know, which I did have a crazy experience about that.
Some of them are really
there was
like, very
a
good.
situation I'm going through right now just came to fruition from that psychic from like
Really?
almost 10 years ago when it like blew my mind, huh?
Wow.
I like started crying. It was crazy. It was crazy. But then so we were here at the house and Kelsi came in and she had no idea like who maybe she had known who I was or something, but we were never like super
Through
close.
social media,
Yeah,
right?
through social media.
Well,
Very.
and we had you taught a master class and I was
Yeah.
at it, and I followed
Yeah.
her for like a while, like after
Yeah.
that, you know.
Yeah, and I'm not very public with like personal life stuff, so she had no idea about my grandma and even like what she would like or her personality, what she whatever. And
We
so
didn't even know.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even know. And she brought over these really awesome dowsing rods and she had her haunted
Oh my
doll.
God, the doll,
Yeah.
Lola.
Lola, shout
was
out
a-
Lola. Lola, no shoes.
Lola's the goat, you guys.
It was insane. The whole experience was I was scared. I remember being in the kitchen. We were taking shots, and I was so excited. And I'm like, dude, because I always get scared because you never know what they're gonna tell.
And you never know,
yeah.
and also it's
Or
also
if they're
you don't know what's gonna
legit, right.
come
yeah, 'cause
through.
some of them.
But
you
we
know,
were
aren't.
sitting there, and I was drinking wine, and I was like, gulp, 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 freaking out because I was just like, is my grandma gonna come through? And she was asking these questions, and I still didn't like give her any like prompts or anything. And then finally I started asking questions, and then the dowsing rods kept pointing to like her far right. And then she goes, maybe, I don't really know what it is, but maybe I'm assuming that like, because at this point I told her, I told her it was my grandma, that she likes this dog, your dog. And I was
Wait,
like,
the
no.
dog was like by where the door was.
And I was like, no. I was like, she wouldn't really like Stewie. She liked really small dogs, but didn't even really like dogs. And then the rods kept going really, really strong.
Yeah.
And then Jessica goes, babe, look. And I was like, oh my God, it was a picture of me and my grandma that was in the drawer.
And I had no idea.
Yeah.
And it was
that
kind of
there.
hidden.
It was
too.
hidden, yeah.
I had no idea. it
and
was
then later
there.
that night when
Blended in.
Kelsey left,
The candle, the flame.
candle,
Oh my
like
God,
she
that was so
stayed,
crazy.
Communicating
she
through a
stayed
flame.
and communicated with me through this
Didn't
candle.
I tell you? I said she wants
Yeah.
you to use the candle.
Yeah,
Like, she
and
was
I
very
have a
adamant.
video
the
of it.
entities, they can gravitate towards certain energies.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy, you guys. Like I would ask, my grandma a question that would be yes, and the flame would go whoop, like, and then
and
the
we
no,
just giggle and we're like, oh my God.
and then the
It was
no,
a
it
bunch.
was like silent. It was so crazy. So that was my first experience with Kelsey, and I was just like, whoa.
That was,
that was
also a
insane.
trend on TikTok for a while. They would people would try to like focus on smoke and see if they
Oh,
could
and
like
see if they
align
could make it
Yeah,
align.
like it's
Crazy.
interesting stuff
That
out there.
stuff's-
Our brains are powerful.
Yeah.
What about you, babe? Do you remember?
I feel like I'm pretty closed off.
No, you are. You're hard to read sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like that's.
But I did remember I said you're gonna get a really big choreography
That's right.
opportunity.
Oh yeah, and then I
then
booked
you booked
a commercial. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it because it's not out yet.
A
I
big
did book a
commercial.
huge,
brand.
Huge
It's a
commercial.
big
a
deal.
very large brand.
Like the biggest deal you can imagine.
I can't say
Bigger
it
than
yet
that.
because it's not out, but yeah.
That was like a few weeks after, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't remember when I told you.
I remember
that.
being like choreography, like I'm not super
Yeah,
into
I
it yet.
forgot
And then
about
after
that,
that, I was like,
Kelsey.
Wasn't it-
I was like, I
also
feel like I
music
should be
direction, too.
think more about choreography, and I mean more about dance, but also
Yeah,
more
and
about like, choreography.
I wasn't like I knew you danced, but I wasn't like I didn't know you choreographed and stuff. But I kept hearing like choreography
Yeah,
and like
crazy.
like a big, and I just kept seeing this opportunity that I was like gonna make you like.
Yeah.
Step forward,
Yeah.
like, and I don't know, it was just crazy. I have the chills. I have the
Yeah.
chills. It's just crazy, like when you predict things for people and myself, and I know how I'm gonna die. Like, it's just crazy.
That's terrifying.
You guys,
Casual.
This is
tell us.
literally, this is why
We're
we
like,
keep Kelsey around. And I think before we share any of those stories, we should go on to our first break and dive into even deeper stories, or if any of us have haunted stories or anything that kind
We
of
love
makes
a
your
haunted story.
skin crawl. I think we should share those after.
Yeah,
the break.
I do. And I think we should also talk about your coming out story.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear it.
All right, we'll be right back. Coming back with
First.
some coming out stories and some ghost stories.
Ooh.
Welcome back.
Back to the Pride
Aw.
House.
Nailing it.
The door's always open.
So right before our break, we were talking about obviously the paranormal with Miss Kelsi Davies. But before we dive in deep to these stories, I would absolutely love you to do our first segment with us, and that's coming out stories. So we always ask our readers, is anyone wanting to come out, whether it's anonymously, publicly, we shared our stories, and we have our first guest. So do you want to share your coming out story?
Yes. Okay, so you guys actually just, I don't know, I always knew I wasn't like straight. Like I just, you know,
No,
you just
yeah,
know.
that's where
like
it starts. You
I
go,
always
oh, I'm not like
knew.
everyone else.
Yeah, I would always like act different towards like girls, but I wouldn't like do anything like, you know, like
Physical.
Right.
yeah, like, but I would like feel a certain way, and I
Sure.
had like little crushes, and I was like, why do I like girls too? But then I also liked boys, you know,
Yeah.
like I don't know. So then I came to Pride House, and I was still just kind of like figuring it out, I
Questioning.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
questioning it. That's why like when I saw Pride House, I was like, that's kind of cool. Like I kind
Yeah.
of want to like go meet these people.
Yeah.
So when I came over, they just made me feel so accepted and so like, because like being a psychic medium is a lot. Like it's controversial. People think I'm like faking it, that people have said
Boo,
I have
those
a
people
mental
suck.
illness. Like, right.
Mhm.
But
Rude.
it's like very weird things. But I'm like, it's hard to come out as that, as like, guys, I have these gifts, like, you know, and have people believe you. But then it's also hard to come out like when it's against people's religion and stuff like that,
Totally.
like coming out
Mhm.
as not straight, as part of the LGBTQ plus, you know. So I came out as pansexual.
Woo! We
Yeah.
need some applause for that, I think.
I love the pansexual flag. I think it's the prettiest
it's
flag.
so pretty. But
So can you explain to our listeners and viewers what pansexual is?
yeah, so pansexual, I mean, I feel like everyone has kind of their own like
Right.
Totally.
What does it mean to
preferences
you?
and
Yeah.
definitions. But for me, it's like basically, I don't know, since I'm so into the spiritual aspect of things, I just always like loved people's souls, like their energy. And I would always feel people's energy around me and see their auras. And that's the part that I like about people. It's not like when I was younger in high school, I'd be like, oh, they're not cute, whatever. But it's not really about that to me anymore. It's about like
Mhm.
that energy you put out, that soul that's in there, just what I feel from you, you know, no
And
matter
how-
what
and how it
gender,
affects
no
you.
matter what you identify
Yeah.
as, like, even if like, I don't know, someone was transgender, I would definitely like
Yeah.
either way, like, I'm not
Yeah.
like picky about that. I'm like, you know what, if
How do you make me feel? How do you?
yeah, if
like-
you're secure with yourself, if you're happy with yourself, if you make me feel the same way, why not? Why not? Why would
explore
that
those
Right.
feelings?
Right, like why would that be? Even like if someone was gay, like I am attracted to gay men a lot. Like I mean, they're probably
Same,
not
same.
reciprocated. But like even that, it's
You
not
love
like
souls. Yeah,
I just
that's
love
amazing.
people. Like in general, I feel like a lot of people who do identify as pansexual just genuinely like people.
Yeah.
Like it's not like any preference, basically.
And I feel like that's like where we should get to, like,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
all-
as
yeah.
a
I
human
mean, everyone
race,
will
like,
always have preferences, you know, they'll
totally,
have
but
their
I feel like
type.
we should, like, everyone should just, like, you know, it's not really like, oh, you don't have to come out, you know, like if everyone just has this idea of everyone kind of being this like pansexual idea of
Yeah.
loving a person for who they are, it would, you know, and with your preference,
Right.
it's, yeah, I think that's really
It
beautiful.
makes me think like if we were to like fast forward to the future and we didn't need the human bodies anymore and we were literally just kind of working in like the spirit realm and you
Yeah.
didn't have
Like
the
soul.
gender.
You're just like
and
a
you
ball
just
of
have-
energy,
Yeah.
like
That's
existing.
what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
so
you're
fun
just,
to
we're
think.
all energy. We're all equal. You know, it's like no matter what race you are, what gender, or
Yeah.
whatever. Like it's like we're all equal. We're all people. We're all souls. We all have energies we put out, and if you put out a good energy, like chill, we're
it's
good.
like, it's chill.
chill.
It's like how I feel about people who aren't able to see, who are blind. You know what I mean? They
Right.
fall in love of a feeling. And that's what we
Exactly.
need to be. You know what I mean?
I
Like
love that.
obviously attraction is so major.
Yeah, it's
like
definitely-
that instant.
It's
that
important.
but
yeah.
it's like also like you're gonna remember how that person made you feel in
Mhm.
50 years, not like, you know, we'll be like, babe, in like 50 years, like, oh, remember when we were young and we
Oh.
had body. You know,
So
but
sick.
She's
I'm,
working on her.
I'm not gonna remember what I was.
impersonations.
I'm not gonna remember what I was wearing, or you know, but I'm gonna remember like, oh my gosh, my like heart skipped a beat. So that's really cool that you like that. And
And fun fact, Kelsey, when you came out, who also someone else came out, right? The same
Oh,
time you did.
Oh my God, it was the same week. So I came out as pansexual. And then like that week, I think you guys went to JoJo's house, and JoJo came out the same week. So I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, we both decided to come out that week, like
Yes.
because of you guys, like
Yes.
both of us.
That's
so like,
so crazy.
I think that's really cool. Like I think I told JoJo when we met.
You did. I remember. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
I
so
was like,
fun.
I came out that same week. Like, that's just kind of cool that you guys have that impact on people. And, like, especially, like, you know, I'm not big like JoJo, but JoJo's in the, JoJo, I just hit the microphone. JoJo's, like, in the public eye a lot. And that's scary for her. Like,
and she wasn't even an adult yet.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah, and yeah.
That having that kind of impact really has, I think, made us all take a little bit of a step back and like
Yeah.
realize how, you know, you affect other people by your
Right.
choices a lot.
you do.
And
You do.
in big ways and big consequences, good or bad. Like you never know the outcome.
No, it's scary, especially being in front of a lot of people. Like on TikTok, I came out and I lost like 10,000 followers. And I was like, that
they
really sucks.
Do not need to be there anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, that just kind of sucks. Cause like, and then they all like commented unfollowing. And I'm like, why? Like, why does that matter?
You should just respond. Yeah, I already knew you were gonna do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Predictable.
Fuck you.
You suck. I'll tell you how you are going to die.
I'll tell you.
That's your consequence, my friend.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be like a
Send a
big
ghost
fish. Like
after
watch out
you.
for toilets or something.
Do you ever, Kelsi, do you ever like walk by people or like be in public, like at a coffee shop or something, and you're like, whoa, I need to give a random person a reading?
I have. Like, I've had situations where the spirit or someone with the person would come up to me and like be very adamant about like me connecting with them, you know, and like
That's
they
so
would
cool.
like Tana Mojo. I haven't at
at
JoJo's
JoJo's
party. That was crazy. But like this man kept coming to me for Tana, and I was like, oh my God, I'm nervous because like this is
Intense.
Tana Mojo. Like I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna think I'm crazy. But okay. So I walked up to her and I was like, hey, I'm a psychic medium. I don't know if you're into that. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so into that. Like she was just like super accepting. And I was like, okay, like that's like a relief. I'm like, oh, some people are like, it's the devil. And I'm like, no, it's not.
You're like, good, because I have information you need to hear.
Well, it's also like you didn't know who was going to be at that party. There wasn't like a guest list that was released or
I had
anything. So
no
you had
idea.
no time to like
There was just-
prep.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
there
Like,
was
it's
just
like-
like
it was
Listen to
fake.
your intuition, and I think that's like
Yeah.
something that like I really do believe. And she's got a wonderful podcast herself, but it's like
Yeah.
if you can continue to listen to your instincts, like we do when it comes to acting or dancing or whatever it is, those instincts become stronger and
Yes.
clearer, and then you can start following them. And hopefully, if there's a consistency in how things are kind of coming out, if it seems positive, continue to
Yeah.
follow it, and you never know where those powers can take you.
Exactly.
And you guys, Kelsey's like the sweetest soul in the whole
Literally.
world. Like
Aw.
she does like everything for every person. And so there's not like, you know, you can read people like right away, even if you're not a psychic medium, if they're honest
Yeah.
or not. And like, you know, people, the bigger that Kelsi gets, because she's huge on TikTok, like, you know, people are coming at her being like, you know, you're fake or something. And if just to like put it like it, like just stab it in the gut.
Yeah.
Like it's so honest where she's coming from. It's
Yeah.
just, she'll randomly like just tell you something and you're like, whoa. She texted me the other week that was like, hey, I need to tell you something. Something came to me in my dream. And I won't say it here because I don't know if anyone's watching, but this specific person, but this person came to her in her dream, and I had just been having a conversation with an exact person that fit.
Write
that
the name
person.
down. Let's see.
No, I'm
What's
not.
Wait, but what is the situation? Like, what happened?
That we were gonna have like a disagreement
Altercation.
falling
I
out.
had this. So I had this dream. I was there,
God,
but
I
I
wanna
wasn't
know.
there. It was as if I was just like a presence there, and it was Jekka and Molly, and then there was a person there, and Molly and this person were having a disagreement, and Jekka was supporting Molly, helping her, you know, trying to balance the situation, and then all of a sudden, like I woke up and I was like, "That's weird. Why would I dream about that? Like that's
Yeah.
not." Sometimes, like I don't. No, I'm like, am I just dreaming about this? You know, you just have weird dreams.
Yeah.
But I was like, why would they be in it? Why would this person I don't know be in it? So then I like
So it's not one of
reached
us,
out to
Garrett.
Molly and
No,
I was
it's not one of you guys, but
Oh my
she
God.
texted
No,
me
it
and
wasn't.
I told Kelsi, I was like, This is so crazy because Jekka and I last night were just talking about this person and how I'm really sad and frustrated. Yeah, it was that night. I was frustrated. Like I was sad about this friendship.
Really?
I miss this friendship. Yeah. It was
So
that
you
night.
didn't tell me that.
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't know
so
that.
crazy.
Oh my God, that's
gosh.
crazy. Who is it?
I know. Garrett, no. You
We'll
have
revere it.
I
We'll
promise I
biggest
won't tell
instigators.
anyone.
Like-
I won't tell anyone outside of this podcast.
I am so grateful, Kelsi, that you're here because usually it's me and all the boys,
All the
and
boys.
I'm like dying. So thank you for being here. Well, I feel like that's kind of fun and leads us to our next segment of like spooky stories. Is there anyone who like knows a ghost story, have experienced something with
I have a fun ghost
spirit?
story.
You do?
I
Okay.
do.
You do?
Woo!
Well, okay, so I'm just gonna open with this, and which is also probably a reason why when
Which?
Kelsi first came over, and I was like, I'm excited, I'm open. Like, I've always believed there's a lot more in this world and in this universe than
Totally.
like humans will ever fully understand.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
even the fact that people are still debating aliens, and I'm like, well, not only has our government now confirmed
Yeah, right.
that they've been on Earth for a long time,
Right.
but it's also silly to believe that in this giant universe that we don't even know how expansive it fully
Yeah.
is.
Right.
Come
It's
on,
How it
egotistical
started, or
to
even
think
why
like
we're
that,
here, that we're the only thing that exists.
No,
That's
there's
crazy.
no way.
There's no way we're,
Very human race, very egotistical of us.
to think that we're the only
Egotistical.
Egotistical.
So egotistical. That hashtag egotistical.
Extraterrestrial. Egotistical.
Can that be the title of this episode?
Yes.
Extraterrestrial testicle.
Egotistical.
Terrestrial
testicle.
ego testicle.
Extra testicle. Anywho. So in my family, there's my great aunt, Brenda, who lives in Florida.
Hey, Brenda.
Hey Brenda. And also came to the wedding, and we love the embroidered sheets you gave us for the wedding. Thank you.
Very nice.
Has always been is a proven medium. It's very hard for her to go to hospitals and funeral homes. She always stays in the back of the room.
Yeah.
Like very is
Sensitive creatures.
Has seen like, you know, driving in the car. We'll see like is very visual, and it's very like very tangible for her, and so it's really hard at certain times in her life. She said it kind of ebbs and flows. And also something really cool is everyone on my mom's side, like through my grandma, we all have exactly the same color eyes.
That's
Whoa,
insane.
that's cool.
It was something I noticed when I was younger. I was like,
Genetics.
Mom, we all have the same eyes, and we all looked around, and it was
That's
like mirror
so
images.
cool.
That's epic.
And so on that same side of the family, this is my story, is at my great grandparents' house. My great grandma had passed away, and like beautiful person, had kept trying to leave signs, and you know, we were all a little bit more skeptical at the time. And so my great grandpa was in the living room talking, and we thought he was talking to himself. And so they were like, "Oh, go check on him." And he was like, "Oh, no, no." Like I was like, "Oh, there's grandpa."
Oh, Grandpa talking to himself again.
Yeah. And so I went to go check on him, and then he was like trying to get this chapstick off the top of the TV, and he was like, "Just give it to me." And I walked in the room, and I literally saw it soar across the room and like fly into the wall, and I was like,
Oh.
Like Matilda.
Mind you, my cousin Lauren at the time had seen my great grandma down the hallway and was like,
Wow.
"She's here." And they were like, "Who's here?" And she was like, "Grandma, great grandma's, she's
No.
right there."
Wow.
And so we kept having all these, because you know, like children
They can see.
more often have an open ability.
Yes.
They
As
have
opposed
no,
to.
yeah, they have no what is it?
blockages.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
blockages.
Yeah. And so like as adults, you know, you say you don't want to see something enough, then you won't see those things.
Right.
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 And so that was kind of like my
That's
first experience.
crazy.
Wow.
That's like kind of similar to yours too, babe. Jekka can see spirits.
Oh, he has gifts.
Yeah, he has gifts.
He
but
definitely
like,
has gifts.
Tell us.
I get scared. I get scared a little bit.
That's
Well,
how
okay.
I was. That's how I was.
Maybe you
The-
can protect yourself from things, because I know that there are ways that you can protect yourself while doing.
Okay, I
these
need
things.
those lessons.
And at least let yourself be open to the good spirits and the
Yeah.
good,
Yeah,
the
that's
good
true.
entities.
I just
Good are
get,
fine.
I just,
yeah.
it, like, oh, you know, like when you
Right.
see something, you're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
shit.
I've seen him get scared before.
Yeah.
And he's
Well,
like,
Well, when you see them like people, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like, because it gets scary.
the worst is shadows, because then you're just kind of
Yeah,
like,
you're like,
staring at it, like, oh.
or how about that one time when there was a little boy or girl in our
Oh,
kitchen
yeah.
and
Oh,
Kelsi
yeah.
was
Boy.
talking and they weren't even like by each other and Kelsi was like, "Oh, that little boy, he's in he's wearing blue," or "I see blue with him." I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
And then Jekka came in and goes, "Okay, this is really weird. This was a little bit later, but there's like a little boy in here and he's wearing a blue shirt." And I was like, Kelsi just said that.
Yeah.
And you were like, wait, what? And I was like,
No, and he wasn't even in the like I think you were outside or something.
Yeah.
Like
Molly's like, why can't I see this boy in blue?
Where's the boy in
I want
blue?
that power.
Yeah.
Tell me your name, boy.
I just want to see my grandma. That's all.
yeah.
Little boy can stay in the kitchen. Thank you,
The
kind
kitchen-
sir.
yeah, he's always in the kitchen.
I'm
Hungry. I know. You need a
He's
snack.
hungry.
Him's hung.
He's
What
hungry.
what about you, Kelsi? What's your craziest like
Oh my
paranormal
gosh.
experience?
I've had so many. I guess the one that actually terrified me was when I almost got possessed. That was really terrifying. Oh, that gives me the Kent's praying. That gives me the chills. But like, so I was like, I always had gifts, but I didn't really understand them. Like I always knew I had like weird things and I could see things and hear things. And, you know, I just didn't get it. I didn't understand it.
Right.
So I went to the Gates of Hell in New Jersey. And
there you go.
I was,
Love it.
I like didn't protect myself. I wasn't using crystals. I was just testing my limits just to see
Sure.
like what my limits
That's
were.
what you do when you're young.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So we went to New Jersey. We had 2 Dybbuk boxes. So if you don't know what a Dybbuk box
Not a
is,
Dybbuk
we had
box.
2 of them.
What is that?
So a Dybbuk box, it's usually passed down in like generations. Usually Jewish religion uses Dybbuk boxes, but it's basically a box and you put your deepest, darkest secrets in there or your deepest, darkest feelings. It's kind of the idea of building that negative energy up and releasing it, but in a way that you seal it. So you seal it in this little box
Seal.
with wax. So you seal it with candle wax. So like it's never to be opened or that negative energy will come out. So like someone could have murdered someone, put their tongue in there, like, you know, something like crazy. Yeah. So basically, we opened
wanna
2
keep my
Dybbuk
tongue.
boxes. One of them was like a tragic love story where this woman died in a plane accident and this man like put all his deepest feelings in the box. You know, it was sad. That box opened by itself too, which was really weird. And then
Casual.
Or it had
and then
some
my
help.
friend had this other Dybbuk box that was smaller and she said it was passed down in her family. And I was like, that's weird. So she wanted to open it. So we were like, okay.
I mean, I would have buried
I'm scared,
that
I'm
shit
scared, I'm scared.
in a field and told no one.
Yeah. So we opened it at the Gates of Hell in New Jersey, which is the most haunted
You're asking for
one of the
it.
most haunted places in New Jersey. I don't know what we were doing, but we opened it. There was like, you know, like a pentagram in there or whatever. And then there were human teeth.
Oh.
And I don't know where these teeth came from. Don't know if someone was murdered or if it was like someone super negative put their teeth in there. Who knows? But something like, I don't know why. Like I had the box in my hand. You can see it on camera. It's all on my YouTube channel. I start shaking and I grab the tooth. And I don't know why I grabbed it. Like to this day, I'm like, why did I do that? Like I don't know.
Oh
So
my
I grab the
God.
tooth. All of a sudden I drop it in the box and I just like, it's like 40 degrees out. This is New
Cold.
Jersey. I start getting like I'm in a sweatshirt and I start getting like so hot and sweaty and my face starts turning super pale. And I got super hot and sweaty and
Sounds
I was
like
like
COVID.
super steamy.
You started COVID.
Said COVID at the
Shit.
It was the COVID.
It was
It's
my
that
fault.
COVID.
I'm sorry. But like I got super hot. I wasn't coughing though. We got-
Teeth soup.
Then it wasn't COVID.
It was Delta.
It was-
It was the Delta.
Oh my God, it was all my fault. But, yeah, so then I started like dry heaving. Like I had to take my sweatshirt off because I was like heating up. Started dry heaving. And that's not a good sign ever. That's usually your body's
No,
your body's
yeah, I would say
Yeah, I think
that's
we-
probably
think we
not a
understand
good
that.
sign.
Oh my God.
You're like, I do that every morning. What do you mean? Like
Casual, you know.
How did you like avoid if the possession was taking place, like how did you ward it off?
Well, so we were running up this hill and I kept blacking out. Like I couldn't remember half of the time going up that hill, which is really scary. And we also found like a sacrificed chicken up there, which was super creepy
oh my
too.
God, I'm gonna cry.
So we ran up there and my friend handed me her selenite. So I was holding selenite, which is a crystal. And I wasn't really into crystals and stuff, but I was holding her selenite and then she was saging me with like Palo Santos and like saging me with like everything she had. Like we were like
Yeah.
freaking out. So I handed the crystal back to my friend and she like jumps because the crystal was hot, like
Oh.
burning hot. So she was like, what the heck? But I felt better after they like said some prayers, you know, like did protection, spells, whatever. And I was like, oh my God, like I've never, I wasn't sure if possession was real. Like, you know, I knew like there was
what
something
a way to
about
find
it.
out.
Yeah, but like, it didn't fully possess me, but like, oh my God.
You could feel the energy.
Oh my
I'm sure.
God.
You know, I do have a story I haven't really told anyone before.
Ooh, we got a secret story from
Well, because you mentioned
Garrett.
something and then it like triggered him. You know how you like
Yeah.
memories are triggered that way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so people might think I'm crazy, but take
We
it.
all do.
take-
My
all right.
life.
We're
My
all
life.
Already,
crazy.
Come on.
I know, yeah, we're all crazy.
You're
So
Ooh, chocolate.
my aunt's house. Shout out to my Aunt Vicky's house.
Is she the one that gave you the sheets, the embroidered sheets?
No, that's Brenda.
That was Brenda.
My Aunt Vicky, who's not technically my aunt, but that's like, you know, your parent.
Another story.
Yeah,
For another
another story,
podcast.
another day. So, my Aunt Vicky's house, my first kiss, Jessa, who we grew up together. Wait, love her to death.
Ooh, a
Better
girl.
watch out, Blake. That girl kissed me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But
She's got cooties.
we were babysitting Vicky's daughter, Zemi, and Zamina Rain, which is goddess of rain, which is I think
That's so
one of those
pretty.
beautiful names.
It's
I know.
amazing. Yeah.
And so we were babysitting her one night. She was asleep. She was a baby at the time.
She probably
and,
smells good.
Well, and the story goes, Jessa used to see this man in this house all the time and didn't know that the house that previously stood on top of where that one was had burned down and the man died inside.
Whoa.
And so would always knock on the front door. They would always hear like certain things would happen around the house, things would fall, like, you know, you name it, like shit happened in this house all the time.
Right.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so
What is
one
that? A
night-
vortex? What's a high energy spot?
Like a residual
Yeah.
haunting. Or,
and so we thought, and our friend Angel was with us that night. We were babysitting and we wanted to connect with him. We lit candles.
Mhm.
We created a homemade Ouija board, which when you put your
Oh, I've done
energy
that.
into something
So
like
good.
that, I feel like it always makes it stronger.
yeah.
And so we had the homemade Ouija board, which is literally made out of
Safety
paper.
pins.
Oh my God, I've done that. I've done
Yeah,
that.
paper.
paper clips.
And so we were doing the thing where we were trying to connect with him. And like whether it was the paper was getting pushed by a person or energy, the result of that manifested in my body. And I didn't know that it was going to happen like that. And I didn't really, I think a lot of stuff used to happen when I was younger and I didn't really acknowledge it until like older in life. But
Right.
we were asking him questions and was he okay? Did he feel all right? Like, what's his name? Yada, yada, yada. And it ended up like, I looked up and I was like, I don't know what's happening to me right now, but literally tears were streaming down my face, but I wasn't like doing the actual, like my body didn't feel like it was crying. It was just my eyes were streaming like tears.
Wow.
And I was like, they started screaming and I was like, I don't know what's happening to me, but I can feel the sadness. I'm not sad. But I can
Yeah.
feel that,
That's
and it's
channeling.
like, and it literally was just like exposing
You
to my body.
channeled
and
Yeah.
him. You
nothing-
channeled him, his emotion.
Well,
Crazy.
it all stopped happening after.
But you channeled him. Like that's like kind of like a seance thing. Like sometimes spirits will like not really take over you, but like you'll feel their emotions, you'll feel their pain. Like I've had a spirit, he got pushed in an oven and he had a bacterial infection all down his left arm, and my entire side of my body started hurting so bad. And I was like,
So
why am I in so
crazy.
much pain? They make you feel that emotion.
That
or
happened when
physical
we
pain.
were living in the Satsuma house and we were releasing this young energy and we were we did this like little seance thing. We were releasing like you need to get out of this house. You need to go live your life basically as a spirit.
Right.
Like moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's because we were all moving out.
we were all
and
moving out and we didn't know who was gonna move in there. Like she was
Or also like,
she
don't
was
come with us.
yeah, also don't come with us because
Yeah.
it was, you know, and all of us I feel like we're just sobbing, just like releasing this, you know, you could tell that she did not want to go. She wanted to stay, but she ended up going and like we felt it and it was just like such a surreal experience.
That's
but-
And that's what I'm just saying. Like feelings hold so much value and information to us, especially as artists and as mediums. So I think
Yeah.
that's why we connected with Kelsi so much. But I have a question for the table and for all of our viewers out there. I'm interested in knowing and seeing what you guys think. Here's the question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you think Pride House LA is haunted?
Yes.
Well,
You mean like The house itself or the group?
This house, like the house we're in.
The house.
Oh yeah. Psh,
Well, there's a little
Easy.
boy in the kitchen
Hey.
alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
There's a lot.
necessarily
Juan.
consider haunted
Well,
like
yeah, remember
bad
Juan?
though.
Only if
Right.
it's a bad spirit.
I wonder what the definition of haunted
Juan,
is.
when they was opening the door and
Yeah.
you guys
Oh my God, and it happened earlier today.
Did it?
Yeah.
really?
Juan messes with that door frequently.
There's a person, Juan, in our garage that Kelsi has seen and
Repeatedly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like repeatedly. He's always here. And then he like was standing by the door one day, like in the garage, and I was sitting with Garrett and Kent, I think, at the table. And they weren't facing the door, they were facing me on like this picnic table. And I just look over, I see Juan standing by the door, and then the door starts moving. And I was like, guys.
Under the rainbow bush? That door?
No. Remember in the garage?
Yes.
Oops, like
Yes.
in
That
the
door.
garage.
That
That
door.
door.
Yes.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
get to the rainbow bush.
But
okay.
yeah, to get to the
So
rainbow
the
bush.
wow, that's insane.
But remember, you were there. I was like, you were
yeah,
there.
I remember that
And then
because you guys
the door,
were tripping
the door
out.
started
Yeah.
moving. I was like, Juan, can you move the door again? He starts moving it again.
And he channeled to you that he doesn't want us to close that door. He feels
Yeah,
trapped.
And
he
we don't
felt
close
We
it.
don't
trapped
close it
in
anymore.
there.
We're like, I don't want to mess with you, Juan. You're good.
He
You're
kept
good.
opening it. Like he kept opening it whenever like someone would shut it. He kept opening the door. Like Garrett walked over and like moved it. And then he opened it.
Well, you
again.
remember we were like, Juan, if you're here, move the door. And literally
It
the
just
door moved.
moves. It
We're like,
moved.
That's
Great.
so
Got it.
crazy.
You got yeah, haunted literally means of a place frequented by a ghost.
Yeah, there has to be.
Well, I
There's a
mean,
couple
there's millions of people that have lived in the city, and
Yeah.
every house is built in 1920.
Yeah,
So,
this
like,
house
This
was,
house was
yeah.
built in 1929.
There you have it, you viewers out there. Pride House, LA
I've seen it.
Is
haunted.
haunted.
And we will see you after the break.
Yeah, I think, guys, let's go to break now and come back and answer. We asked our audience if they have any questions for you, Kelsi. So
Oh.
if you don't mind answering one, and then yeah, this has been so fun. But let's take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Weirdos. Before the break, we were talking
To our lovely guest,
Miss Kelsi Davies.
And fishing for our next job.
Literally, guys, we literally were like little children. Garrett was like, "Tell me," and I was like, "No, tell me," and then I was like, "Tell me."
I might to be successful.
Literally.
Molly, you're already successful.
this.
Yeah.
We see great things for each of you, though. Like
We see great things for you because you're amazing and we love you.
Wait, before we get into questions, Kelsi, can you let our listeners, viewers know where they can find your podcast, TikTok, all of that?
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel. It's KELSI space DAVIES. And then I got TikTok, which is Kelsi Davies with 2 I's and 2 S's. Kelsi. 2 I's, 2 S's at the end. But that's for like Twitter.
Instagram, TikTok. It's all just the 2 S's because why not be a little extra with the letters? Kelsi.
And then your
Davies.
podcast is with Studio 71, right?
Oh yeah, it's called Intoxicated. So I get really high and I
haven't been
talk
on it.
about
Yeah.
aliens and shit.
I can't wait to.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have so much fun.
Garrett's
I know,
gonna.
I need to come on
Kent
there.
was a guest, and I'm gonna have all of you multiple times on it. I need
Yeah.
guests. I'm like, come be on my podcast.
Literally anytime.
Yes.
Well, so we posted on Instagram and we asked if anyone has a question for you. And I thought this one was kind of fitting for today as you shared your coming out story. This handle is Manifest44.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that, Manifest44. And they said,
Clever.
how hard was it coming out and how do you feel now from sharing it to the world?
Oh, it wasn't super hard, honestly, because my family's all very accepting. And I didn't really like tell them. I kind of was having a conversation with my mom, like kind of telling her like I might like girls too, you know, like just kind of hinting at it a little bit. And then I came out to Maddie first, my friend Maddie, and she was very accepting. She was like, "Oh my God, like I'm glad that you like have found your authentic self, you know." And then I told my boyfriend because like I should probably tell him.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like, and she has a boyfriend.
yeah, I do.
He's great. We
He's
love him.
really is
awesome.
wonderful, yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
very,
he's,
very
he's so sweet.
yeah, he's awesome. And all he said to me, I was like, "Hey, I want to tell you, like, I'm pansexual, you know." And he was like, "What was that?" Like, so I explained it to him a little bit, and he was like, "Oh, okay, it doesn't matter because I love you." And That's all.
And he's like, and I'm not letting go of you. So.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the just like the couples out there, like when someone says that there's something and they just completely support them, and like that's when you just know, like, yeah, you are allowed to be anything, and if that person's gonna stick around, they will. Like if it's meant to be, it will be, regardless.
Yeah,
of
and
anything.
I feel like it's that kind of concept, like performing in front of a group of strangers. I'm never nervous, but if I perform in front of people that I love and know really intimately, I'm the most nervous.
Yes,
Right. I remember. Yeah, we talked about that on an episode.
I was
a little
super
bit back.
nervous to tell him because, like, you don't know, like, what if
it
he's,
could
like,
change the whole dynamic.
Like that was kind of scary, but he was just so supportive, and he's very supportive, and like I'll tell him like, oh, I think this girl's cute, and he'll be like, oh, like okay, you know, like.
Well, and also too, like people who don't identify in the community, they think that like, oh, if you're saying that, then you're attracted to literally everyone. Like a lot of people who think that like. People who are bisexual are attracted to every man and woman or, you know, non-binary person, or every soul you see is just like, no, you guys, like you, just like any heterosexual relationship, you're not attracted to every person.
And I think that's really cool that you're normalizing the idea of that they're in a heterosexual couple, but you have these feelings that can really go either way, and you can admire that value in
transcend the human body.
Yeah, that's really.
Well, we're dating for 3 years, you know, and he's like, "Have you been like this the whole time?" I'm like, honestly, yeah. Like, I just never really like had a reason to. I don't know. I never really like.
And it's good to be transparent with your partner too. And you just never know. Like once that person, it's nice to share everything with that person, depending on how you view your relationship and what you want from that. So I think it's really interesting, the inner workings of that.
Yeah. Like,
I also just want to comment on your, I think very well-rounded mental health. I think it's harder for people as they're older to really go through that journey of continuing self-discovery. A lot of people think that it's only supposed to be during the developmental years of like childhood, high school, college, but really like us as we get older, like we should always continue to be open and accepting to evolving as people. It's like evolving doesn't have to be at a young age. Evolving gets to be at any age.
Yeah, and you get to evolve however you want. You can create that like that relationship however you choose, however you want to partner up. Like, to me, it's so interesting that you explore that even in a committed relationship.
Right, like as humans, we're constantly experiencing new things, right? So it's like you constantly changing your perspective on like, you know, and different people you interact with too, like they change your perspective and your experiences.
And I think it's also important for people to know that like labels change. Like, just to kind of piggyback off of that, I feel like people need to remember that labels don't like have to remain. You know what I mean? Like they can easily change. Like, so for instance, like in high school, I did date boys, and like I was
boys,
and I identified I identified as what I thought would possibly be bisexual, and then I came out as lesbian and identified that way. and then Jekka came out as trans, and I changed. I changed my label to queer. You know, so everybody's label can change. It's not like stuck and like set in stone.
That's why
you know,
I love the word queer, man.
Yeah, that's why I just identify as queer. It's easier.
It's easier, and it feels protective in terms of like it's so defined but also not defined. It's like this umbrella of a community that feels just like alternative.
Also reclaiming the word as a community feels really nice, because like
remember smear the queer?
Well, I mean, it used to be really derogatory and like offensive, and now
people wouldn't say
not.
it in their households. Like it was like you know, it was up there with
now it feels like a good word, and we've redefined it and owned it as a community, and we're like, we are allowed to be a queer community. It lives beyond the letters of LGBT. It lives beyond whatever like we understand, because you know,
because you have everything. You know, these wonderful concoctions of what people are dealing with. It's like we're all just ingredients. And even hearing about Kelsi's journey and how she was in that relationship and then coming to terms with it and being truthful and then telling her partner, and then you never like it just blossoms, and it should. I don't know how that
queer feels like it gets to exist without boundary. And that's really like a comforting thing.
It's also too like, you quote unquote label yourself so someone else can understand you,
like organize you or put you away like
exactly.
An item.
It's like I don't need anyone to label me, you know what I mean? But for you to understand me more, here you go. I identify as queer so you can understand what I.
But then they're like, what's queer? And you're like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
But it's also to me in that oppose that and go, I love being labeled because I can help anyone who else feels like they might go into that box for a second or they might go somewhere else or whatever it is.
I love people knowing I'm part of the community. Like I definitely need people to know that I'm not straight. I make it very apparent that I'm not.
No, I feel you. You know, it's like
I don't even know if I really tell people I'm gay as much as I tell people I'm queer now. Like,
yeah,
I don't really. I mean, anybody. I think all of us are without. Outside and within the boundaries of whatever gender stereotypes exist, whatever binary exists.
Yes.
Like, I love a blazer and a pair of heels. Fuck off.
Right. And it's also interesting
you
too.
look good enough too.
Yeah. Because like Jekka identifies as straight and he's trans. That doesn't make him not part of the community because he identifies as straight. So it's just like, yeah, queer is this really big umbrella term. And I think that's pretty crazy.
It's nice that that's where our community is going as well.
Yeah, and let us know too, you viewers and listeners, what you think of the word or what it means to you.
Or how you identify.
Yeah, because we're always, we're here to listen and we're here to hear everyone's individual story. I really do think we're like a recipe or food items. Like everything is so different, like with your ingredients mixed together with whoever you want to mix with. It's fun.
We just want to keep making the recipe better.
Yes, that was a great question. Thank you, Manifest, for that. Well, before we get to our last question, Kelsi, every episode we ask our listeners a certain question. They have to comment in the comments of what they think the answer was. Last episode, Garrett said, what do you think Pride House LA's costume is going to be for
like
Halloween?
Our group costume for this year, for our Pride House party.
Costume. Well, we really haven't decided on a group costume, so I figured we can just go around and say like what we're going to be personally for Halloween. I thought that could be good.
Cute.
But we also should say what we think our good group ideas should be. That's the
point of it. I know. What are all our group ideas?
Let's just say what. Did you say group costume ideas?
Yeah. Costume ideas.
Like individual, like great group costume ideas.
Okay.
I definitely think we should be friends. The Friends cast.
Oh, I was like, I thought we are friends.
Oh, that would be good.
We should be friends.
We're not.
The Friends cast.
We should probably be friends.
We should first.
I think we should be the cast of Teen Beach Movie.
I call giggles.
No, I don't know. I'm terrible with group stuff, but
I'm thinking this year, like, because I like pairs and, it's fun to feel like you're a part of something. And since we've been on the culinary kick, I'm like, if we could do like a ketchup, mustard, salt and pepper, like some like opposites attract. I mean, for many years, I was a tree for Halloween. And I love it. I love feeling like tree number 3. I love.
And this is exactly why I pushed the group costume question for answers like this.
No, literally, you scroll down on my Instagram feed 2016, I'm posing with trees because I was a tree.
So you want us to be different types of trees?
I could be oak, evergreen, sequoia.
Jekka and I were a cow and a hamburger.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
Chick-fil-A is shaking.
Lord help me if I see Molly walk in as a weeping willow. Like,
oh my God. Wait, what kind of tree would I be? Ooh, that's a fun question.
Joshua tree.
a great oak.
Wait, Garrett, what do you think? What do you
Like
think our group should be?
Okay, so I kind of pitched
Besides
this
the
to Molly
forest.
this morning. I pitched it this morning.
I can't even remember this morning.
I love that. That's great. That makes this moment perfect.
Okay.
So, because we were talking, they were like, hey, because we're planning out the Pride House party for those listening right now. And they were like, hey, do you want to sing? And I was like, I might do Spell on You because I haven't sang it in a while. And I did a concert recently and somebody in the audience was like, he's supposed to sing this. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know I was supposed to. And so I was trying to think of like, what's something we could do that we incorporate not only our group, but also crew, because we should showcase crew at Pride House party because like we're all proud of it. We're proud of you and all the work.
And
so
Crew, for those of you who don't know, is a dance training program that Jekka and Molly run out here in Los Angeles.
And so I thought a really fun way for us to do a group costume and also incorporate crew and also do something in the performance would be to be all the characters from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Ooh,
And we could do, and if I
like
instead of doing Spell on You, I could do Sweet Transvestite, which is very queer proud.
Yes.
Very queer.
And I would dress up as Frankfurter, sing the shit out of the song, and y'all could choreograph a number with crew members, and
It'd be amazing.
and like.
a great concept video too.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I mean, it would also be awesome to like open up the performances with all of our friends performing to do like a Rocky Horror number opening up the party. Like
That'd be so cool.
Okay, so that's an awesome idea.
That's
great.
That.
And we could also
talk about that more.
Yeah, we could also have some of our Pride
guys would
fam.
kill that.
Kelsey could get in on the costume. We could have Patrick get in on the costume. Like
I don't think I'll have time to really get into that costume from our crew Halloween party because it ends right away. But because that's
Quick change.
big.
Come on, J-Lo did it.
As long as you have a fierce makeup look on, all you have to do is like.
She's got
change
a whole
clothes.
team.
She didn't. She
So do
just
you.
stood there and everyone dressed her.
You know she sleeps with pillows around her face so she doesn't get wrinkles.
Silk pillow.
Honestly,
Next circle.
that's some
amazing.
shit I would do.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, Ken, what's your idea? And then I want to hear what Kelsey's gonna be.
I feel like we could also be like all a bag of
Skittles.
chips, and now we can label each other's brands.
Wait,
like,
actually-
Can I
Cool
be
Ranch.
weed and you guys be chips?
Actually, I
You guys
know-
are
Different
munchies.
Lays.
I heard
Different
Kent
Lays.
text on the group chat secretly that he really wants to be the Wiggles.
No, oh my god, that would be cute.
The wig.
Jack and I are being Xenon and Protozoa.
What's
so
that?
exciting.
Oh,
my
no,
gosh.
we're getting old. Xenon from the 21st century.
Put the fight sound effect on. Let's start a battle.
Ding ding.
I'm lost.
Do we have an ooh or a sad sound effect or something?
I'll do it.
Kelsey, what are you gonna be for Halloween?
Your mom.
Hey! Thursday!
Ding ding Thursday. Wait, that's a sound.
I just met her mother again outside.
And her name's Thursday.
That was amazing.
Okay, tonight I'm going to a premiere and I'm dressing up as a doll, like a haunted
Woo!
We
doll.
love that.
But I don't know. I don't really have a costume yet.
So
I
then
like
you can be part of the group costume.
Oh gosh.
Well, also, Kelsey, if you need a costume, I have about 30 in my house right now. So.
I might
Yeah,
need
his whole
to.
entire closet isn't even real clothes; it's costumes.
I'm
right now.
so bad at costumes.
We could be cardinal directions.
What
we
is
could just
that?
be
does
like
that
we could be
mean?
like north,
Like-
south, east, west.
You guys should be Ghostbusters.
Oh my god,
You
I
can
am
go
such an
Ghostbusters.
idiot. I thought you were literally talking about like
Birds.
cardinals. And
Yeah, like the
Vatican.
birds.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, like no, I was like,
the
I
bird.
want to like we could each be,
What is north,
North.
south, east? What, like
Well, why don't
combat
you guys
seasons.
comment down below what you guys like think we should be, not what you think we were going to be.
yeah,
Because
actually, we need help.
we need help. You probably thought like we thought Scooby Doo, but here we are talking about Lay's and Doritos.
and
I mean,
never
we'd
eat
be-
soggy waffles.
actually, we could do a pretty killer Scooby Doo costume. As
That's
a
what
group.
I was saying.
Yeah, but what about Cool
Shaggy.
Ranch?
We could bring Stewie.
Oh.
we could also be the teams from Hidden Temple, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
We could also
Remember that?
Oh my
The red,
God.
red barracudas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're all in pairs.
I want to go full out though. I think that could
And
be
I
kind of
really,
boring.
but you just said you might not have time to turn over.
Well, let's
from-
be something
Yeah.
conceptual, where we're
Yeah.
all attached.
Yeah.
You want
A
like different body
DNA.
parts?
Centipede. What's that? The human.
No,
Oh my god! Actually, I saw that at the West Hollywood Parade once, where somebody was the front of it, and they had cardboard bodies attached on wheels to their butt as
Oh
they
my
walked around,
God.
and it was so funny.
Where would you rather be, front, back, or middle?
Fire.
Front.
Ooh.
No, because wait, you eat, and you just don't want to be the back because you have to eat the poop and you poop it out.
Oh, then the front. I think
Yeah,
I
I wanna be the
all,
front.
You all poop it out, just into someone's mouth.
Oh.
Dang.
I
That
have a
movie
re-
was so gross.
I think I would want to be the front so I could breathe.
I just.
I know, how do they?
Oh, God.
They have like smell it.
Yeah.
Can
You
you?
guys, this has took a turn.
All right, so before we head off, Kelsey, do you want to ask our question of the week? So you get to ask any question,
Okay.
and then our listeners and viewers answer it in the comments, and we answer it next week.
Oh. What is your craziest ghost experience if you've had one?
Woo! I love that. You guys comment down below your craziest ghost experiment.
Ghost experiments.
Well, Kelsey, it's been amazing having you on.
We love you.
And like,
So much.
you're literally the best person in the whole world. So thanks for
we
taking
love-
time.
I mean,
Have
we
so
love-
much fun at
we
your
love-
premiere.
Yeah.
We love.
And don't forget, you guys, to subscribe, review, comment, rate.
Please
everything.
please rate the show. Please leave comments and tell us what you liked, segments you want to hear, and don't forget to subscribe.
Hey,
Don't forget to subscribe.
Say it again. Don't forget to subscribe.
subscribe.
And subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yay!
Free, you guys, it's free.
listen
Free.
to us.
FREE.
Hey guys, it's a great day to be
LGBTQIA.
Bye, Pride
And
fans.
we'll see you next time.
See you next week.
Hear you next time.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Stay close, though.